study of truth. Here is your host, Stephen Magyar. We start shortly after these messages. Stay with us. Hello everyone, here's Stephen Magyar from the Center for the Study of Truth. Welcome everyone. We'll speak about some topics today, but before I start I want to say I encourage you to visit my website www.stephenmagyar.com. The links will be below and all the information. If you have questions or something, you can email me or private me in Telegram or in the mail I post down. Before I start, I want to remind we in the very significant day today is the 1st of May, the May Day, Wanponsensnacht. The Baltain is the middle of spring, is a day with a lot of significance. This is the first part of the spring, that is the middle of the spring after the spring equinox. That is 40 days of season of sacrifice that I speak about this before, but I think is in Hebrew. But still, I think most of you maybe know and familiar with these dates between 22 of March and 1st of May. And I want to remind what they do before 2 days at night here in Israel. And there was a major ritual, sacrifice blood ritual, a big one they do here in Israel with Orthodox Jews. Religious Jews. I will show some pictures from that, and I still cannot believe people continue to believe that the media, mainstream media, and all this bullshit they say, and this is unbelievable how much they kill people and they sacrifice them, and the people no have idea what is going on around them. Okay, so we'll speak about that, and I open another topic today is like Trivium and Quadrivium. Is a method of study and education that everyone need to know from the beginning, how to think about and study about anything you like or what you want. This is the extremely important part I will speak about today, because before I enter to more traditions and occult knowledge, you should know that this method need to be applied if you want really to get to the core and the essence and the true and all this information you have, because today have too much information. You can get confused and you can stuck around feedback with something. I've been there, I know what is that. Is stuck you from in something, and is became a religion, and is became a feedback loop. And you need to know to take everything from any piece of information. You need to take the core, the good value in that, and just to apply to your knowledge. And I will speak about this later, about this methodology of education and study. And I will speak about alchemical process of initiation. That is 3 steps of initiation. The main one I speak about this. I think from day one, about our mind and our emotions and our actions, how we can unify them to become a higher self and manifest good results in our society, in our world, and to build a new world that is under freedom and with harmony with natural laws. And let's start from the first topic I speak today about. This is unbelievable what happened yesterday. I hear about that in the morning, that you see how much they sacrifice people in this month. Also, I know they sacrifice in other countries like Egypt, or also I think China or something like that, and the US, some murders. And here is unbelievable. They put in narrow path, narrow corridor, all these 100,000 people, I think they're around, and just they put them inside them, and inside this place, small one, and they cannot breathe. They just choked inside till death. People see blue faces there. They cannot breathe, and the police, they just stop them there, and they just follow orders. They just follow the orders. They don't care about what is going on inside, if someone died there even. They continue to follow orders, and this just proves day by day that police is not going to protect you, is going to kill you if they will ask to kill you. If someone will tell them the order to hurt you, to kill you, or to take your rights away, of course they will do it. And this is the proof of that. And you will see these pictures here. This is very sad to see that people not understand what is going on, and they put it in the front of the faces of the people all the time. And year by year I see this more and more clearly. And you see these maesters here, they see, oh, good job you do, the police, that you sacrifice 45 people, and they say before is 44, is have significance in this geometry. If you know gematria, you know of significance of this 44 number, that this is a blood. Blood, dam in Hebrew, is 44, and this is the blood ritual they do, blood sacrifice ritual, before 1st of May, I think 2 days before at night. And this is unbelievable how much they sacrifice people in the horrible way. And this is really, I cannot believe they so smart to do this way, like this. They calculate everything and put them in this cage, and they just go outside and to their death. Okay, and in the beginning, in the core of this, what they celebrate there, the Lag BaOmer, is from the core is something dark there. They worship in some place of some grave of someone. Why you should go there and worship someone externally? Okay, so you see this unbelievably, how much the government and the religion is destroy us, and the people continue to go against even this Orthodox, and they say they're stupid or something, to create more duality in our society, more duality that we have now. And they create it, and they create between Arabs and the Jews and the Orthodox, they create a lot of groups and dualities that they will create the war between us. Okay? And this is the way they do it. This is the way they do it, and this is the consequences of what we bring in this world. Only death and blood going on here. Okay? Actually, all this country is built on blood and wars and murders and all this horrible stuff. And this is the results we have now. And you see this picture, the next one. This is unbelievable how much they put in the face. In the booth they put 666, and only to tell you what the significance on this gematria number. Okay? So do plus by yourself and figure out what is that, you know. And they do it year by year, every day. They put it in the front of the faces of the people, that we destroy you. We do rituals. They not understand this is a rituals. This is sacrifice rituals. And they do it in spring because spring is renewal season, is something new, renewal. And the planting season, and they put all this energy of blood in this season for the next one will arrive, for the winter time or whatever. And they do it like this. You see, they even people not understand this was a ritual, and they not understand why it's happened. Again, they not ask the question why. They think all the 100 people there, and they prohibited to put the fires, and every year they put the fires normally here. But this year they're not allowed to put the fires outside, and suddenly they send everyone there to the death. So why? And people not ask this question, why is like this? Why they do it like that? Why the police not have even little care about them inside? Little about compassion, because the kids die inside. The kids was without breathing. They cannot breathe. There was a blue in the face, and people say the police even not care about that. So understand how much they dominated by this masculine energy, only the intellectual energy and dominance, and zero care and empathy and feminine aspect of the holistic thinking and emotional part of our consciousness, and they miss this out at all. All the people here, they just broke inside with all these aspects of our consciousness. So this was bring our chaos and all this disaster they make. Okay, this is just, I want to show what they do here. This is unbelievable how much mega blood sacrifice ritual is that. And this is what the world need to hear, and this is what everyone need to know what they do. So I will speak about the Trivium today. I speak in Hebrew language about Trivium, and Trivium is very important to know because I have a lot of misunderstandings with people when they study the occult science and all this stuff. Because even in Kabbalah, I say to people, if you study only Kabbalah, Kabbalah is also something heavy inverted in that, have distortion in this Kabbalah. With this tree of life, people need to understand to take the value inside these things. You need to take the value in the Kabbalah. So not say not study that, but not belong to some group or some school that study only the Kabbalah and be stuck on this, because this will put you in the fucking feedback loop and you cannot go outside. Because I was there, and I was there since I know the Trivium and Quadrivium, and I study in the correct way to study more traditions, more parts of information and resources. I take to myself and I make the filtration, okay? The filtration process that I speak about, that you need to study. This is simple 3 steps and 4 steps, the Quadrivium, that you need to go and study anything you want and think about anything you like. So this is a hidden method and process, because any school in the world, I not see they go and study by this method, and this designed to educate people in the right way in order to disseminate information and process it and use it as individuals, okay? In order to create reality for the benefit of all, not for yourself only, for all the benefit need to be. People need to understand you cannot build freedom or liberty based on egoistic thinking, egoistic worldview, and self-thinking and self-obsession. You need to be considerate. You need to be think the benefit for all. You need to consider whole community with you. And this process we need to do as individuals, to study these things as individuals, not belongs to some groups or schools of mystery schools or whatever. And as I say, Trivium and Quadrivium is a method of learning and study anything and thinking about anything in our lives, okay? Let's go to the next one. This I will leave this presentation in my website. You can download and read it after, and download or do it whatever you want. I will continue to the next slide. This I want to show you in the correct way how we need to study about anything in our life. Okay, the knowledge is the first is the grammar. Okay, the grammar is the reading, is looking presentations, is the conversations, discussions with others, is listen, is study by yourself and read a lot. Is including reading. Okay, is include a lot of reading. This is the first step that you need to understand, that have sources of information. As me before, I think some sources of information from the beginning is I seen them as dark. I don't agree with this, and I even not want to enter and look inside this information and these books or whatever. But this is the wrong point here. You need to anyways to take it in yourself, okay, without any. You don't need to put here emotional stuff. Yes, this is the point here. You just accept the knowledge after you put the emotional stuff inside and logical stuff inside to make the filtration and remove the contradictions between the stuff and take the benefit of all this information you take inside and just filtrate that for consequences for conclusions you arrive by yourself as individual. Okay, so the next step is understanding. This is the logical part of the trivium. This is the filtration part, that you have the contradictions inside a lot of parts of sources of information, and you need to do this process of logic information. Just put it as a computer. You just process that. Okay, you have in the input, process, and output. Okay, the output is the wisdom. The wisdom is not someone smart or someone who have a lot of knowledge. If you have a lot of knowledge, you know wisdom. You want wise men. If you have a lot of knowledge, whatever you have a lot of knowledge, you know about anything or whatever, you're not considered by wise men, because you not make the action, you not make the behavior based on your knowledge. This is the wisdom here, the rhetoric. The rhetoric is the knowledge based, is the action you make is based on the knowledge you have. Okay, you change your behavior day by day based on your knowledge you have, and you process that. You understand this knowledge, and you go and act based on this. Okay, so this is the trivium. The trivium is, as I say, grammar, understanding, and wisdom. The grammar is knowledge, receive information from a lot of kind of information and sources of information. Books, as I say, books, teachings, conversations, whatever you hear. Maybe you not agree in the beginning, you're emotional or something, you have emotions inside. This is what I say to people sometimes. Sometimes the truth is very hard to hear. It's very bad to hear. Yes, it's something negative for you or something like that. Whatever, but you need to take it in yourself and deal with this emotion you have. You cannot let the emotion to control your life. You need to have the unity with the emotion and the thinking you have and the actions you do. Okay, so first of all, you need to accept the knowledge and check it by yourself after with another resources of information. But you have here the receiving, the grammar, and the understanding, the filtration, contradictions, matching. Sometimes you match things together, and you see a lot of things in the occult science, especially. You see with a lot of traditions, you see the same things, the same. You arrive to the same conclusions. And matching between things, and you have the logical process you do with this study. You do the logic process, of course, with a lot of resources of information. And the wisdom is use and act based on the knowledge and understanding wisely. Okay, this is the wisely here. This is the real wisdom that need to do. This is what I understand. With all my years, till I arrive to this point that I need to do something and I need to act, because whatever you know and whatever you smart or whatever you know, you need to apply and do something with this knowledge you have. You need to give the light for others. You need to teach the others this knowledge. After you understand that, after you process that and you accept this knowledge, you can go and apply this knowledge into action and in a lot of ways, whatever, but you can do it, okay? And you can apply the action based on your knowledge. This is the real power you have. The knowledge get the power from the action. Without action, the knowledge have any power, okay? This is illusion, what people think, that you have the knowledge, you have the power. It's not true. The actions make the power. The actions, what we create in our society and our world, we're building based on our actions and behaviors of all humanity together. Because of that, I say we cannot think only about ourselves and about our needs and not think independently. We need to think socially and to benefit for all under natural laws of creation and with harmony with natural laws of creation and all this in the nature. Okay, so the next one, this is the Quadrivium thing. Yes. The Quadrivium is 4, okay? The Quadrivium. This is the fourth way, via fourth way. Arithmetic, geometry, music, astronomy. That is 4 ways of studies. This Quadrivium belongs to the processing side of the Trivium, okay? This is the middle side. This is the understanding side, that you need to take the filtrating process and contradictions that you need to make in logical way, that you need to understand that basic arithmetic is numbers. Everything based on numbers on this world. Everything is structured by numbers from the basics. Even in these schools of garbage we have today, we study arithmetic side because we cannot do nothing without knowing the numbers. Even geometry, the next one you need to know. The geometry is based on numbers. You cannot know geometry without numbers. The geometry is the numbers, but in complex way. More complex way than simple numbers, example. Okay? And the next one is the music. The music is mean moment. The music is something, frequency, and is science, is a lot of stuff to know about music. Me, if I say about myself, I'm not experienced with a lot of music, but I want to experience with a lot of music, because music give you to stay in the present moment, because you need to stay. There's a timeline that you need to go, and you have the patterns, and you have the sound and not sound, sound and quiet. This is the music. You have the frequency that is go and disappear, like the timeline, like the present moment, because when you do music, you need to stay in the present moment. This is the most present moment I know, because I experience with guitars and stuff, and I know you need to stay in the present moment, and you need to see all the picture of the time, okay, like the song, and you need to understand the past, and you need to understand the past to understand why we arrived to this present moment you have now, okay? Example, you cannot be a new ager that thinking no, think about the past, whatever is. No, you need to think about, you need to stuck in the past. No, you need to understand the past, accept that this is the past. You need to understand, I arrived to this point in the present moment based on this past, and I understand why I arrived there. Okay, this is the causality here, cause and effect. So, and after that, this is the astronomy. Astronomy is a science, is a huge science. Yes, is a lifetime study. Okay, this is and this is the stars, planets, and you cannot know this without music, geometry, and arithmetic. You need to know all this to arrive to the point that you study astronomy and stuff like universal powers, universal stuff like we not study usually in the schools. In the schools, they even not touch the astronomy, okay? And before, the astronomy and astrology was the same, okay? They do it separately today. But this is the science that need to study, because the stars affect us in some ways. They have patterns. They have a big system than Earth, and this is the next. This is after the arithmetic, geometry, music, astronomy. That this is necessary to know completely what is true essence of any stuff, okay? So, this is what I want to show about Trivium and Quadrivium. This also the picture of, I think this is from Freemasonry, and they say they do the stairs also in this shape of all this process. But you see 4, 3, and 5 have significant numbers in the occult science and gematria. And 3 is also a very significant number, the number of the emotions, actions, and thoughts, and the trinity of our consciousness, and the divine number. And 4 is the Quadrivium, is represent the 4 elements, is something stable, is something structural. And 5 senses is represent the 5 elements with the element of the spirit, okay? And all this together is go also to number 12. The number 12 back to the number 3. By the gematria we know 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, so we all the time reduce numbers in gematria. But anyways, even you connect 3 and 4, you will have 7. Also 7 have significant number. But you see this this triangle is represent the Quadrivium, Trivium, Quadrivium. And you see even in gematria have significant number, because you need to use all this Trivium, Quadrivium in your 5 senses, because your 5 senses is your experience in the physical realm, and you need to use these 5 senses to use all this Trivium and Quadrivium study of education and study to do research in high quality, to arrive to true conclusions, okay? This is what I mean. Anyway, we finished with the Trivium and Quadrivium, but I want to start a new topic for today. We'll speak about alchemical process of initiation. Alchemy is part of the occult. Alchemy is mean, if you alchemat is something arrived from the darkness, is from the darkness, it's to the light, okay? Chem is also have a meaning for that. Chemat is a Chematian tradition in ancient Egypt. It is the occult and tradition that teaches through allegories, usually from allegories, as the Freemasonry also. Allegories is something like story or song or image, picture, that you need to figure out what she tried to say. There's something hidden that you need to interpret it. You need to reveal that and discover the meaning of that. And this usually go to the moral sense of meaning. It means what path you need to take to the right, correct way of life. And alchemy is speaking a lot with these allegorical things, like metals. Is not mean the alchemist is someone who work with metals physically. No, it's not true. It's something allegorical. Is kind of metals, have metals, gold and silver and all the stuff. And you need to know where your consciousness, in what level, in what kind of metal is what kind of metal and what level of consciousness. Like gold is the most high level, is like the sun, is like the light, okay? So this is also the picture show about how we need to understand all these pictures of alchemy, that you see a lot of significance in the sun and the moon, and you see the lion represent the courage that you need to have, and you have the Libra represent the justice and fire that remove your ego and all this what block you for be the higher consciousness. So in alchemical tradition is said that all the models of human consciousness base metals, which is imperfect part of the pure consciousness gold. Okay, this is represent the gold. All metals are authorized by nature to reach the perfect metal, gold of the sun, illuminated. Okay, it means all all the kind of metals in the world can do this part of transformation to gold. This is not something physical to do, it's something with ourselves to do. And the first step of the alchemical process, okay, I will speak about this. This is the wait. Excuse me. Yes, I will speak about this later on, about 3 steps of alchemy. But the alchemist is seek to remove from the emotion, thought, and actions all the disorders and imperfections. It's like to burn all these imperfections and disorders you have, and basic characteristics, and to bring them to order and into order with natural state and harmony with the laws of nature, okay? And convert them into alchemical gold that representing the body and the mind and the soul in pure essence and state, okay? That in unity, in the individual unity. The first step of the alchemical process of initiation is they have the term Prima Materia, or in other words, the beginning of the matter, which was used to connect to their alchemical work process. The silver example is considered one that low quality of metals is a starting point of the metals. This in this part of the process, the individual need to understand that he have long way forward to go, and he start from some point that he need to burn some imperfections in him and some disorders he have, and remove the ego he have to control him. So he need to remove that. This is the first level that he need to accept. He have the long path to go to be in the higher level of consciousness as a gold, okay? The alchemists tend to change the basic materials to gold. It is also known as the Philosopher's Stone. It also represents man himself at the beginning of this path of self-discovery and harmony with the universal spirit, the divine spark. Okay, this is the Philosopher's Stone, is representing someone who, in the beginning of the path, that you need to understand, you need to have the self-discovery, okay? The people should know, they need to discover about themselves more and more. Me, example, I discovered about myself more and more deeply every day. And when I enter to this Norse tradition example, I study about runes, and runes is something very ancient, ancestral knowledge we have, and this gives me a lot of inspiration from our ancestors and how much we need to respect them, and we need to know about ourselves and connect to them and heal ourselves and heal our ancestors. And we need to understand our roots and our origins and who we really are, okay, and what we can able to do, because people not understand what they able to do even, and who they are and what they arrive to do here. Because any person I ask in the street who we are, he even don't know who we are. I have people, they say, I don't know who I am. They even don't know, okay? This also known as albedo. This is the second process of alchemy, albedo. Represent the first one, albedo. This albedo represent the process of metal purification as burning of all infections in salt of ardent ego. Okay? It means the salt need to remove all the ego, and the salt reduced to mercury, that which represent the fluidity. We have the fluidity now, and he more flexible, and this also process of mental, emotional, spiritual change we need to have. and strengthening our feminine essence of care. We need to care enough about the situation, what's going on. Example, now people not care about what is going on. If people, they know maybe what is wrong. They know they live in slavery. They know that, but they not care enough to do something. They not care. They prefer to not do nothing, and they prefer to live in slavery. They prefer to not care about the situation, and this is very, very problem. If we have big problem if we not care about the situation. This is the feminine essence. This is the compassion side. This is the caring side. This is the emotional side, holistic side. We need to put and apply to our behaviors and our mind and our consciousness to return to this Holy Spirit, the goddess. Okay, so that leads to matching with the imagination. Imagination is magical. Everything starts from the imagination. Anything starting from the mind, and the mind need to imagine that before. And this is something magical that people even don't know how to use this correctly. Okay? So this is the second stage of the alchemical process. And the next one, sorry. The next one is the became active. Became this transformation to gold or to sulfur, is which represent the pure and enlightenment condition with philosophical stone, as I say, and union with man, with creation, union with natural laws and the human creation, and the human as individual, and we as also as a society. Okay, so this is the last step that we need to do. As also the third degree of the Freemasonry, Master Mason, is represent the going and rebirth again. Everything is death and rebirth, death and rebirth. I understand from this North tradition I study now that we need to die and rebirth every day. This is we need to do to be a better, to let die the old self, the old understandings that not serve us, to rebirth again a new person, more higher consciousness, more higher awareness, and new understanding. All the time we need to do this process to be a better person, and to create a better and better society. And this alchemy process of initiation, I think, is very good place to start and to study, and give us a picture how we need to do this correct way through the symbols on these metals and fire and all this stuff, because the fire is represent also the action, make the action, the will, the courage to do something, and all this about that. And we need to understand that, and we need to arrive to enough understanding that we need to make the actions. Okay, so this is what I want to say to you today. I continue in my next video with more topics, and I want to speak more about the Norse tradition, as I say, because it's very, very impact me, and I feel very connected to this runic, also rune traditions of Norse tradition. This is very powerful tool to understand how you need to go forward and to be higher self, and be better person, and create a better world. And I think this is a great tool to work with, and I explain this. This is my project I will do later on, but it's very, very inspired me and blow my mind, as I say, because I feel very connected to this ancestral ancient letters and symbols and all these traditions. Very interesting. That's it. Thank you, hear me. Be empowered and inspired to do the great work. This is important to know, and to do the great work to release us from the slavery system and all this technocracy and all this shit is going on in our world. To fix that, we need to fix that, to make the actions. We need to fix something, we need to make the actions, to do something, to change our behaviors, to earn more courage, and will to do and care to do something. Because if we don't have all these tools and have all these things, we cannot bring the freedom to us. And life without freedom is not worth to live that. It's not give you any value. You will not enjoy from anything. You will just suffer, even suffer, till you don't understand the casuality of the things, how they working. And this is what I want to say to you. Thank you for listening to me. We will back again, and see you soon. Thank you for listening. Bye bye. Remember, be empowered and inspired to do the great work. And don't forget, government is slavery, and stay all the time, and was, and now, all the time it will be slavery, till it will not corrupt and destroy it from this. Thank you for listening to me. Bye bye.